Hey everybody, dgoodin24 here. Welcome back to the channel. And today we are going to be reviewing the NASCAR Heat 5 Next Gen update, or a review if you will, or I'm just going to sit in front of the camera for a little bit and tell you about what I think. I've played it for a few days, got, pretty acquainted with it, and we're just going to, or at least I'm going to ramble for a little bit. But before we get started, thank you for viewing the video. If you're new, hit that like button and subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. I am almost at 4,400 subscribers, which would be awesome to hit 4,500 by the end of next month. And if you're, returning, thank you for continuing to check out the channel. It's been a great week of content and views, and I am really appreciative. So, let's jump right into it. NASCAR Heat 5 update. So, the fact that it came out in mid-2023 for a 2022 update is kind of a joke. I mean, I've said that, and I think everybody kind of feels that way. I mean, it's literally just the NASCAR Rivals up-resed, or this was a down-res. NASCAR Rivals was anyway, so. I mean, the cars look fine, except for that, like, the wheels can be black sometimes, and be different shades. It's very weird. I mean, the graphics look good. I've seen a few minor glitches on like the spoiler at Atlanta, because it's like the game can't decide if it's the super speedway package, which we'll get into in a bit, but other than that, the game looks fine. NASCAR Heat 5 and 4 looked fine to begin with. I mean, it's not perfect. I always feel like if I kind of have a supercomputer, even with it on my max graphics, it feels like there's more to be desired. But Bristol Dirt really looks nice. I mean, it looks fine. The graphics were never the biggest part of this game anyway. But the next gen cars look fine. They do kind of look a little off, I think. I feel like the motorsport games next gen cars kind of looked a little off. I could be completely crazy, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just not used to the next gen car. The sounds of the next gen car, they are updated. I compared them myself. I kind of thought they were the same, but they're a little different, and it's fine. There's no problems whatsoever. The sound is fine, except for when you use fifth gear at Atlanta. The damage model is fine as well. Front and rear end damage, there's no side damage, but it looks okay. I don't really have any complaints with that. But when we get to the races themselves, that's where things kind of seem to go wrong. So let's just get it out of the way. Atlanta is broken. They think that the Atlanta should be on the super speedway, and when you go to fifth gear, it just kills your revs and your speed. The AI cars race like they're in fifth gear, which means you can pass them even on the hardest difficulty very easily. It's very easy. Career mode, it's different, because when I raced there in career mode, in a 2-star car, we still kind of had trouble competing. That's because our motors sucked. So it's kind of a toss-up there. But that's just inexcusable. I mean, there should be no reason why Atlanta wasn't in the game to begin with, and why does it think that you're racing at the super speedway? It makes no sense. It kind of makes Atlanta unplayable. Even if you run in fourth gear just fine, it's way too easy. Bristol Dirt, I did a whole video on that. Cars will spin out every lap, every other lap. If cautions are on, it's gonna be a disaster. You're gonna have cautions every lap or two, and that just breaks the flow of the race. It breaks the realism, and it's frustrating. The AI there are actually pretty fun. They're sliding around, going up the track, but they just keep spinning and causing cautions, which makes it, in turn, not fun. Most of the other places, it feels fine. I really, honestly, didn't feel too much of a difference from this to NASCAR Heat 5's just basic cars. But, I mean, for me, honestly, aside from there being a fifth gear, it was just kind of a texture update for me, that I thought anyway. I don't know. It's fine. There's new pit stop animations. It looks like they're from NASCAR 21 Ignition. It still takes 15 to 16 seconds to do a pit stop, which is not right. Pit stops take 9 to 10 seconds now, and these take 16. It's dumb. I understand all the other cars probably have the same pit time too, so it doesn't matter, but it still kind of breaks the realism. and pit stops in this game have always been funky. I mean, even under caution, you can just do an automatic pit stop, which I love, by the way. I hope they never get rid of that, but Anytime you have to put it under green, it's kind of weird and kind of funky. Um, the fact that there's only one scheme of each of these cars stinks. I mean, did I expect it? No, but it feels like since we waited so long, it would be pretty easy. Give us more schemes, because weren't they in NASCAR Ignition? I think maybe I'm wrong. I think Rivals ended up getting some DLC packs too. It's like, why couldn't they give us those? And I could be wrong. I could just be making shit up. So, but the fact there's only one scheme per car stinks. Let's see here. Let's get into the modes aspect. I'm sure I'm missing something when it comes to racing on track, but for the most part, it seemed okay. I haven't had, aside from Atlanta and Bristol, nothing too crazy or out of the ordinary. A few audio bugs here and there, but nothing too game breaking. The modes themselves, though, career mode, if you do the 2022 update, you cannot race any of the other series. You cannot, even with them being in the game, you can't race trucks, Xfinity, just Cup. You can't, or the Dirt Tour. I don't see why that was a thing that they did. I don't know how it all works. Obviously, I'm not a game designer, but the fact that you can't do that kind of stinks. NASCAR Rivals is like that, but you can't customize a car at all and there's no team ownership in career mode, which really stinks. It just kind of makes it feel bare bones, and the fact that the car in NASCAR Rivals, they added this whole car customization thing, and obviously I think they could bring that to NASCAR Heat, but I didn't expect them to bring the whole car customizer over. But the fact that you can't even do your basic ones is silly. I mean, especially with it being delayed so long. But I know there's other issues. But that stinks for sure. The championship season being the 2020, I think, schedule, and it removing Chicagoland, Indianapolis Oval, and I think there's one more, and being 3 races short is a bummer. Them just kind of taking it out for no reason stinks. I don't know why they wouldn't leave them in to at least create your own schedule for championship mode. It just feels like they're just trying to give us less options. I was never going to race championship mode anyway, so it doesn't really affect me. But even though the career schedule is that same schedule, and I saw a lot of people making a big fuss about the logos and stuff, and honestly, that stuff doesn't bother me. I understand if it bothers you, and if that's a problem, that's fine. But for me, I don't really care about the logos or the fact that the Bristol race does the Extreme Dirt Tour logo. I know that's pretty lazy, but honestly, it was something I never really cared about anyway. I'm sure I'm missing something. I haven't raced online. I don't care to do that. I don't really like NASCAR Heats online anyway. It just, no thanks, not for me. But the big thing is the launch itself was bad. So it was supposed to come out, I think, near the end-ish of last year, and then it just went radio silent, and we never heard anything, and then it launches in the middle of this year. It's inexcusable. I mean, obviously this company's going through a lot of problems, and I mean, they're mainly self-inflicted, so it's hard to give them the benefit of the doubt. But the fact that this update took so long is silly. And I'm not going to complain about the $9.99 price point. I understand people saying it's not worth $10. I get it, especially if you're having trouble getting the game to work, which I'll get into after this. But for me, in content creation, it was easy to spend I spent the $10 twice for this on PC and on PS4. Wow, that was a weird way for me to say that, but on PlayStation. I would have bought it on Xbox, but the Xbox version didn't go live until like a day or two after. It disappeared from the entire store. It just seems like there's always something with these games to keep it from it can never go smoothly. Even just a simple DLC update. And it's concerning, for sure. It's definitely concerning. A lot of people are still commenting on my videos, and I'm seeing people post that they cannot get it to even launch. Someone asked me to do a PC tutorial on how to get it installed. I don't know. I just bought it, clicked the button, and it downloaded, and it worked fine. It took like 4 minutes for the game to get going once I opened it. Like, it took forever. just to get the main menu and stuff to load and to get to the menu. But since then, it's worked fine. I've only had one crash on my playtime, and that was right when the game started. I think the second or third time I played it, but I haven't had any issues since. I'm hearing constant crashing on PS4, Xbox. I haven't heard too much, but I have not had much of that. I mean, I played both versions, and like I said, I've only had one crash. I've heard stuff about saving not working on the console versions. I have not ran into that personally. Your mileage may vary. I cannot speak for any of that, and hardly any of these crashes or the game not updating or even launching. I have experienced none of that, and if you see other people mentioning that more than me, then take their word for it. But me personally, I have not had those problems, and I'm sorry that I couldn't help any more than that. But it's just kind of rough. I mean, I don't really like the way the or the console, I just said PP, the console versions look. It looks really good on a maxed out PC. The console versions, I've never liked the look of how the game is on there. It's a little bit too pixely and stuff, but it is what it is. I mean, I like the Switch though, so here I am complaining about graphics. But all in all, the update for me, it's been fine. I mean, I'm not going to really play this outside of making videos for you guys, and I'm trying to take advantage of the hype or lack thereof hype around this launch, and I'm making videos because people want to see it. I'm not going to play this outside of this. I would be more than happy to play the mod once everything gets squared away. I see a lot of people that are having trouble with the mod since this update. I had none of it installed, so I am no help to you in any of that. I didn't have it installed. I couldn't tell you how to do it. It's something I'm going to try to do, but I don't know. I don't know. I know nothing about the mod. All the other NASCAR YouTubers have used this mod, I feel like, and I haven't. So, I'm behind, I suppose. But oh well. Going forward from this, though, what are they gonna do? It seems like since they did this, it would be super easy to just give us a 2023 mode and let us play with the schemes from this year. But who knows? Are they going to release another NASCAR Rivals type game? Are they going to re-release NASCAR Heat again, like NASCAR Heat 6, with new updated cars and schemes and stuff for Xfinity and Truck? Seems unlikely. I think we would have heard something by now. This company's going through it right now, so who knows what we're going to get, if anything. The fact that we got this update at all is something. So, I don't know. I feel like it would be too easy just to release a 2023 update at this point, but it was hard enough to get the 2022 update out. So that's kind of my rambling review on this. I'm sure there's stuff I'm missing, but I can't think of it right now. It's fine. I've played far better updates, and I've played far worse games. But this game, was made by 704 to begin with, and then they're just adding stuff on. So NASCAR Heat isn't their baby. It was 704's. So I don't know. If you haven't bought it yet and are on the fence, please do more research than just me. Watch other people's videos. I spent the $10 and I spent $20, and it was fine. It was fine. I understand if you want to take a moral stance and not give this company any money. I get it. That's fine. More power to you. But for me, I've spent $10 on worse. Lottery tickets, alcohol, gambling, and worse games that I didn't work. I think I just got scammed on Facebook out of a Wii U. So, I've spent my money on far worse things, but it is what it is. Guys, thank you for sticking around if you've made it this far and watching the video. I appreciate all of you, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.